Good evening, everybody out there in TikTok land. This is Robe Guy. It is the 8th of June, Sunday evening. It's our skull session, rather. Chat about this next week coming up, but we'll wait a minute or so. We'll see who shows up here this evening. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. It was a nice, relaxing weekend. Not too hot, not too cold here in good old western United States, California. See if some people show up right now. We'll see. Hopefully. It says ready, set, live, so we are live right now. And let's see where we're at with everybody. Get some people to start showing up. There's Letty Bus something. I can't read that. Letty Bustos. Okay, joined. All right, let's see if we get a couple more people. Griff joined. All right, cool, excellent. Okay, hello everybody, welcome. This is the Robe Guy. Sunday evening, it's our skull session. We do this every Sunday evening. Just want to talk about what's going on this next week. Last week, of course, we had another good week. It's been several weeks in a row where the market has done pretty well, which is good. Now there is a couple of indicators that you might want to pay attention to this week, though. Okay, there's a couple things that are going to happen this next week that might affect things a little bit as far as some of the reports and whatnot that's coming out this next week. Okay, so one of them is what's called the optimism index. Okay, which is just like it sounds. However, it's actually geared more towards small business owners, and how they view the economy. So when it comes to optimism report, it's actually from the small business sector, and it's basically how they view what's going on. As far as the tariffs and if they're really affecting the small business owner, we're going to find that out this week, because that optimism report will kind of reflect the past couple of months when the tariffs have come into play. Things are more expensive now. It's harder to get things. Are they raising prices? Are they, that kind of stuff? That all plays into this optimism index, and that will come out on Tuesday. It's called NFIB, and it's the optimism index. So anyway, that'll come out on Tuesday, which is good. And I think this week's because you also have the wholesale report. You also have CPI, which we've talked about many times before, the consumer price index. That's a measurement of how prices of like a basket of goods have changed over time for urban consumers. So I think you're going to definitely see probably some negative news there when it comes to the CPI that comes out on Wednesday. So just be mindful of these reports coming out. That's why I tell you guys, I don't tell you about this stuff just so to hear myself talk. These things need to be paid attention to, because it's these reports that are showing the all-around strength or weakness of our economy, and what it actually looks like, in this big picture. So anyway, you got to pay attention to that. That's going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be the CPI. Okay. Then on Thursday, it's going to be with a PPI, which is a producer price index, and also jobless claims as well are going to come in on Thursday. So, the jobless claims needs to go up a little bit, honestly. It wouldn't be the end of the world if it went up a little bit, because that's what Jay Powell is going to want to see from the Fed in order to raise interest rates a little bit. He's going to want to see jobless claims go up a little bit. It kind of goes hand in hand with the economy, and with, all over what Jay Powell's looking at for his raising interest rates as opposed to not raising interest rates. So there's a lot of things that he looks at, but that's one of them. So the jobless claims comes out this week, so we'll see how that goes. Now, the consumer sentiment comes out Friday. Consumer sentiment is one that definitely moves markets sometimes if it's negative. So it's definitely something to pay attention to, because it's not something that you can just kind of blow it off. So yeah, it's definitely something to pay attention to. Hopefully it's going to be, okay, because the fact that the past 3 or 4 weeks has been, positive territory for the most part for the stocks. Okay. For the most part, not everything. My gold went down a couple days ago. I know you guys probably bought in the other day. Hopefully you guys bought into that IPO that I was into. Oh boy. Who on here bought into the IPO that I told you about? Yeah. If you guys did, you are welcome. And I take tips. The Robe Guy, and I'm on I'm on Venmo. Send me 25 cents or 50 cents or something. Because yeah, I know if you guys bought in at the right moment, you made some money. I made some money at that IPO the other day. So I told you guys about it. Hopefully you guys made some money at that IPO. Now, everybody's heard of Chime, CHIME, okay, and it's going to be CHYM is the ticker symbol, okay. They're going to go public this week. Their IPOs this week. So yeah, I'm saying that just keep an eye on that. Okay, that I'm gonna put something out there. I'm not sure exactly the date that they're gonna go public, but Chime is gonna go public this week. So just keep that in mind because that's something that's an IPO that I think is definitely worth giving some attention to. If you guys have been paying attention at all in the past 3, 4, 5 years, Chime has kind of appeared as this like alternative to PayPal and to some of these other ones. But they've made a name for themselves. Venmo, all these kinds of things. Well, Chime's kind of chimed in, I guess you could say, pun intended. So they're going to be going public this week, and I'm thinking that could possibly be a big one. Gold, unfortunately, says, the dollar has, well, I'm not saying the dollar has done great, but since with the market kind of going up, gaining a little bit of steam, my gold stock has gone down a little bit. As I was showing the other day live, I was kind of explaining to you guys how I sold a call, and it cut me off and said that I was wanting people to gamble, which I wasn't. I was simply showing you how to sell a call and how to do it the right way where you can actually make some money at it. So yeah, I'm not sure what the heck that was all about, but TikTok, suspended me from being live because they thought that I was doing something with gambling. I was not. I would not. I don't encourage gambling. The stock market in general, that's what that is, but I'm not encouraging it by any means. Okay, so anyway, so I tell you that none of the stuff I tell you is advice. This is all just what I'm doing, what I'm looking at, and just want to call attention to some things that you should look at when you're going to be, doing some trading this week. Okay, but as I said, so my gold ETF that I bought into back in March, I believe. I think I bought it at 47 a share, something like that. Okay, and this last week it went up to as high as 57 a share. It went up as high as like $10 a share, and I bought 1,400 shares, so I was doing pretty damn good. But then it's kind of came down a little bit, then it came down a little bit. Now it's came down to where it's about 51 a share. Okay, but I bought at 47. Okay, but the other day, just before it made this last little drop of about $1.50, I sold the call at $54 for a week. I did it Friday, this last Friday, for next Friday. So it expires next Friday. And if that ETF is not at $54 a share, then I get to keep my $1,500 that it costs for that person to buy that call from me. That's pretty good money for not really having to do anything. Because even if it does reach $54 a share and I sell it, okay, it's still a prize. So probably bought it at 47 a share, so I sell it at 54. Ooh, boo-hoo. But if it doesn't, then okay, great. Then I get to do it again for the following Friday, and there you go. Then I'll sell another call for it, make another $1,500 if it does, and if it and if it sells at 54, then it sells at 54. It's fine, You wait till it has a down day, you buy back in if you want, It's just part of the game. It's part of what you do. But anyway, the moral of that story is selling calls is not a bad idea, especially if you got something where you've made money at it, it's done good, whatever. Maybe it starts to come down a little bit, but it's still higher than where you bought it. That's when you sell a call, okay? Especially if it's a popular ETF like the gold ETF that I have is pretty popular. And yeah, it was pretty crazy how I could have stretched it out to like December of 2027. And they were going to pay me, like $28,000 or some crazy thing like that to sell a call till December of 2027. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. But it's just kind of crazy how much, you can actually do when it comes to selling calls if you pay attention, if you know what you're doing. So anyway, it's interesting. It's kind of fun to do. And it's a very passive way to make money. And if there was anything in the stock market that I think, in my opinion, is a way to not lose money at all, it's actually the way to do it, because you said exactly where you want it to sell. As long as it's above where you bought it, okay, maybe it might go above that a little bit. Maybe you would have made a little bit more money, but you're not going to lose anything from the principal. From your initial investment, you're not going to lose anything, and you still get the credit from, them purchasing that call from you. So anyway, moral of that story, selling call is not a bad idea, especially if you're selling something where you're above where you bought it, and now it's come down a little bit, but it still isn't below where you bought it. Just make sure you sell your call above that point where you bought it, okay? Then it's a win-win for you, maybe not the person that bought it, but that's not your problem. Anyway, so what are you guys looking at this week? Anybody? I mean, we can talk about the same thing that everybody's talking about. I called this back in February, early on, just a couple of weeks into the Trump administration. I told you guys, I told you so, that the bromance was going to be over. I knew it. And that, not a surprise to me at all. That I was surprised that it lasted as long. I'll tell you that, okay? But the bromance is over. It's done. The richest man in the world and the biggest ego in the world, they're not going to get along. It just is what it is. They were never going to get along. They were never going to be buddies. That's just part of life, okay? But as far as, the impact that it might have on us, I don't know that it's really going to have any impact on us necessarily. As far as the market goes or anything, I don't think it's really going to have much of an impact unless you own Tesla or something. Yeah, I mean, you could see some short-term drops here and there this next week, maybe, just kind of depending, because also he's talking about, canceling some of the contracts, which is obviously going to hurt, Elon Musk's bottom line, especially when it comes to space exploration, things like that. So if you're into some of those industries there, pay attention. Be careful, because it could be ugly. It could get real ugly real quick. So anyway, so yeah, the overnight market has not opened just yet. Not quite there yet, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. Oh no, okay. No, the overnight market's not out. Is it? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, the overnight market is on. Oh, that's right. Duh, what am I dumb. Okay, well, that's good. My global uranium is up. That's good. I like to see that. My gold thing went down again. My gold thing, it was only down 8 cents, but that's fine. So yeah, it's down a little bit again. And then my silver miners, oh boy. All right, my silver ETF has jumped yet again, 10 cents a share. I was hoping you guys got into that one, because I love that one. This is the one I told you guys about a few weeks ago. I said, get into the silver miners. I got into it at $13 a share, and it's at $15.08 right now. So I may sell a call on this one, because I'm up about 2,500 already. So as long as I just, whatever, I set it above that, then who cares? So I might do that for next week, actually, and then make some extra cash on that one. So we'll see. Anyway, so you guys, somebody said they were looking at DNN. I recognize that one. What's DNN? Let's see. What is DNN? Let's see here. DNN. All right, that is, Denison Mines. Yeah, I bought into them before several times. Good Lord, I haven't bought into Denison Mines since 2021, 2022. It was like $1.44, $1.33, and 4 years later, it's $1.67. It hasn't done a whole lot, has it? My goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Denison Mines hasn't really done a whole lot, unfortunately, but it's a uranium stock. So, if I had my way, I would say right now that it wouldn't be a bad time to buy, just because the fact that, Trump has talked a lot about, minerals, uranium, nuclear, those kinds of resources. So there's a possibility that, something like Denison at $1.67 a share, you buy, 500 shares or whatever, 150 shares, who cares? And all of a sudden it jumps, you're a happy guy. So you never know. Anyway, all right, well, you guys aren't looking at anything else. Let's see here. Just DNN's the only thing. That's all you guys are looking at, really? Okay. Maybe it's too early in the day. I don't usually do it this early. I usually do it 7 o'clock, but I got some stuff going on tonight. I'm going to go watch a concert in the park and go kind of chill with some peeps. So anyway, all right, I will likely be back Wednesday at some point, and we'll chat about the week and what it's looked like, and do a bull session on Wednesday. So you guys have a great week. All right, bye.